stop number 4 on the Castrol GTX Cup Series for Season 36 brings us to Atlanta Motor Speedway in Hotlanta, as we're here today for the running of the Motorcraft 500 as we're set for 50 laps of racing on this 1.522 mile racetrack here. This is the old Atlanta layout, by the way, too, the original Atlanta layout, before it went to the quad mile and 1.54 mile quad oval, obviously. So all the cars lined up. Here's your starting lineup. On the pole at 184 miles an hour, it is Dylan Young in car number 2, the Miller Genuine Draft Pontiac. You remember last time he was here in Atlanta, he won the championship. Last time he was here back in the close of last season. He's alongside car 43, the STP Pontiac of Mike Becker, sitting alongside. Row number 2, car 68, Ben Cohen in the Country Time Oldsmobile, and number 18, the Interstate Battery Chevrolet of Noah Sewell. Going to row number 3, it's car number 1, Trent Dunham in the Skull Classic Oldsmobile. He's alongside number 5, Austin Reed in the Tide Chevrolet. 4th row, Tori Gossett, car 26, the Quaker State Ford. She's flanked by car 55. That is the car of Alexander Rowe, the Jasper Engine Chevrolet. Row number 5 has car number 4, Eric Monaco, winner at Richmond this season, the Kodak Film Chevrolet. And number 15, that is Aubrey Scott in the Motorcraft Ford. Row 6 has car 22, Mitchell Hodak in the Maxwell House Ford, and beside him number 8, Joshua Osborne in the Snickers Ford. He finished second to Monaco at the race at Richmond. Osborne also finished second at Rockingham. Row number 7 has car 17, that is Reggie Fogelman in the Western Auto Chevrolet, and number 25, Colin Cropley in the Kodiak Chevrolet. Next row down has as a pair of Oldsmobiles, number 33, Nathan Ormond, and number 75, Laura Chung. Next row down has number 94, the Sunoco Ultra Chevrolet of Dylan Potee, and beside him number 30, Zachary Fitzwater in the Pennzoil Pontiac. Fitzwater won the last time he was here at Atlanta at the close of last season. Next row, Seth Cohen, car 52. He was the pole sitter at Richmond, and beside him will be car 21. That is Quentin Moore in the Citgo Ford. Quentin has one of our 3 in-car cameras in today's race. Along also with this man, Keith Batson, car 28, Texaco Haviland Ford. He won at Rockingham. He'll have our second in-car camera. Beside him will be number 71, Charles Sanford in the Big Apple Market Chevrolet. Next we're down is number 3, Cole Deaver, the GM Goodwrench Chevrolet, car number 3. Beside him will be number 11, Jessica Shelton in the Budweiser Ford. Next we're down has our third in-car camera, Kyle Matthews in the Mellow Yellow Pontiac, car 42. And number 6, Paul Minnick, the winner of the Daytona 500 this season in the Valvoline Ford. Next we're down is number 90. That is Caleb Fogler in the Split Fire Spark Plugs Ford. And beside him will be number 10. That is the car of Andrew Miller in the Purelator Chevrolet. Next row is number 12. That is Christian Bracken in the Rabestis Chevrolet. And number 66, Raphael Leduc in the Trop Arctic Phillips 266 Ford. Next round is Cody McGurk, car number 9, the Melling Performance Ford, and beside him will be number 83, John Andrews in the Purex Ford. Next round is number 7, Lyle Austin, the Hooters Ford, and number 16, the Keystone Beer Ford of Alan Liara. Next round has number 98, Ryan Brymer, the Mollyback Gold Chevrolet, and the Ameritron Chevrolet car 49 of Tito McCoy, and starting shotgun is Wes McCoy in the Rumpel Racing Pontiac car 48. So that's your starting lineup for today's running of the Motorcraft 500 here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Again, 50 laps of racing on this track here. And the last few times we've been to Atlanta, we've seen some tremendous racing on this racetrack here about rivaling Daytona and Talladega pretty much as far as racing in the Castrol GTX Cup Series. And again, your in-car cameras today will be Keith Batson, Quentin Moore, and Kyle Matthews. Will be your in-car cameras in today's race here at Atlanta. All 3 of them starting about mid to back of the pack here of this 37-car field. So with that all said here, as these guys are waiting, the word to fire the engines, which we're going to have right now.
Gentlemen, start your engine!
Command has been given to fire the engines. We're separating here as we're set to go racing. The thunder of 37 cars roar to life. Pace car is spilled off a pit rope for the pace up, and we'll be back for the start of the race right after this. Field entering turn number 3 here at Atlanta Motor Speedway here. Pulse speed may be 184 miles an hour, but I guarantee you, when you saw it, in boat races last season and seasons before here at Atlanta, we see higher speeds in the draft here at Atlanta as the pace car comes off on the pit road. They'll be led in the hands of a pair of Pontiacs, Dylan Young in number 2 and Mike Becker in 43, as the green flag flies and the Motorcraft 500 is on. In the high gear they go. Ben Cohen goes in second position, car 68. Dylan Young jumps out in front, and Cohen goes inside to try to take the lead. Come off the fourth corner here. Ben Cohen's going to lead lap number 1 here in the Motorcraft 500. Noah Sewell to second position. 2 of Colin Cropley's drivers in the field. And Trent Dunham, car number 1, goes to third position in the Skull Classic Oldsmobile. And boy, you hear those high revs in the engines as you look for the in-car cameras a little bit later. We always do this. We always do that when we go to Atlanta, but we always talk about this track being an engine builder's nightmare. We talk about it. I know we talk about that every time we go to Atlanta. But they turn such high RPMs on this track here that, yeah, I mean, you do have the throttle a little bit, probably going into turns though, but basically you're almost the full throttle all the way around. And these engines, as we explained the last time we was here, are unrestricted. As well, Dunham moves Sewell up the track, and here comes Tori Gossett to the low side. She'll take the lead in car 26, but Dunham hangs tough on the outside lane. Is he going to get that lap from Tori? No, he does not. Tori leads that lap. Remember, she almost won the last time he was here at Atlanta. She got past coming to the white flag at Atlanta in the finale of last season by Zachary Fitzwater, who won that event the close of last season. And Ben Cohen, I do not like the position he's in. And in trouble in turn number 3. Mitchell Hodak, Trent Dunham, Noah Sewell, all involved. Fitzwater's involved. Quentin Moore's around. There is Dunham up on the high side. Jessica Shelton, I don't know if she got any damage or not. Charles Sanford coming on pit road. And we got more cars crashing. Ali Liara's in the wall. And Dunham Sanford hit the 10 car and Shelton just center punches Charles in the back. Well then, what a crazy turn of events there. And look at all the cars on pit road. And Tori Gossett, the late driver who was leading coming into turn 3. She's on pit road. There's Hodak, there's Dunham, there's Sewell. And Eric Monaco, this is where we left him the last time he was at Richmond. He's now your leader. We'll take a look as to what happened going into turn number 3 to bring out the first caution on lap number 4 of this event. Noah Sewell's on the high side, and I was getting ready to say I did not like the position that Ben Cohen was in a 68 car, that bright yellow Country Time car. He gets tapped by the 17 of Reggie Fogelman. And sent those cars up in the inside, up in the wall right there. There goes everybody else trying to get through. And then we heard a crash happen up ahead. There goes Shelton. She had no damage coming out of that crash. Now Charles Samper, watch him in a 71 car, that blue car. He hits a 10 car, and then Shelton just center punches the 71 in the back and just turns him around. But now the question is what happened to the 16 of Ali Liara? Let's see what happened. She was up in the back of the pack right there. The 16 car, she was running in 34th position at that point. And then Ali, of course, you remember, of course, that's the driver that formerly known as Johnny Gardner. Now, the first crash you're going to see happened up ahead right there. Now, Ali's going to get through that crash right there. And look at the 49 and 48 cars. They both got through nicely. And then everybody else just gets in each other right there. The 49, 48 cars, the 18. And that's where Liara got in the crash there. Whoa, the 6 car almost made it through full throttle. Had to back off at the last second. See, all those cars there, the 18 car, the 75, and everybody else trying to scramble to get through it. I think Fitzwater got some damage as well, too, in a 30 car. Yes, he did. So Fitzwater will not go 2 in a row here at Atlanta to so Fitzwater will not go 2 in a row in Atlanta. Tough break for the number 30 Pennzoil team. And look at all the cars out of the race here. Zachary Fitzwater's out. So is Noah Sewell, Jessica Shelton, Ali Liara is out of the race. So is Trent Dunham. So is Noah Sewell. And so is the 10 car of Andrew Miller, the guy that Sanford nailed. I mean, big time nail coming up to number 4. And Tori Gossett, the only car not on the lead lap in the 26 car, she is running 31st. She was the leader before all this happened, too. And I guess, as I mentioned, that gave the lead to the 4 car of Eric Monaco, who is your leader here. And on Dylan Poteet, 94 cars. He's on the apron of the track, and I think some problems with the Sunoco machine. And Poteet, let's see if he's coming down pit road here and see if there's going to be a problem that the crew can figure out on the Sunoco Ultra machine. 55 miles an hour pit road speed limit here at Atlanta Motor Speedway as he'll bring the car to the attention of his Sunoco crew. And I tell you, under caution, that's a good opportunity. Under caution, though, this has been under green flag pit stops. This race would have been darn near certainly over at that point of the track here, and it's a 2-tire stop for the number 94 Sunoco team. And Jack comes down. He is backing away, so he will not lose a lap at that point on the track. That's a good opportunity. Like I said, he will remain. So good opportunity. That's goodness for Poteet right there when something like this happened under caution. It's like I said, if that had happened under green flag pit stops, he'd have been pretty much done for the day, pretty much right there. So, but the net result for Poteet, he remains on the lead lap. We'll be back for the restart here in just a moment. Here is the 4 car of Eric Monaco, your leader. Pace car comes off corner number 4 right there. Eric Monaco leads him down on the green flag. Then it's Nathan Orman, Dylan Young, Mike Becker. In 4th position, 5th is Seth Cole. 6th position right now is Ben Cohen. 7th is Austin Reed. 8th is Cole Deaver. 9th position is Reggie Fogelman, and Keith Batson runs in 10th as the green flag flies. Lap number 9 here at Atlanta. Fast lap race so far, going to Cole Deaver at almost 194 miles or 193.851. In fact, top 10 laps all over 193, including the man who just now took the lead, Nathan Ormond, in car 33 to Skull Bandit Oldsmobile. Jumps to the top spot, but Dylan Young, I should say, goes inside. Looks to take the number 1 spot. He's got it in the Miller Genuine Draft Ford, or Miller Genuine Draft Pontiac, excuse me. And now Mike Becker dives inside. He'll take the lead away from Dylan Young. There's the 43 car, the famous Richard Petty colors out in front here at Atlanta. And he'll lead that lap over Seth Cole in 52, that black 52 machine. On board with Keith Batson in car number 28, the Texaco Haviland Ford. You see Keith 191 miles an hour into turn number 3. And look at the tachometer. I know we do this every time. Look at the tachometer, 8,500 RPMs in the middle of turns 3 and 4. And up to about 88 or 8,900 RPMs coming through turns into turn number 1. See that tachometer going back and forth about between 87 8,800 RPMs. Through turns 3 and 4, 184 miles an hour in the middle of turns number 3 and 4. Then going to turn number 1, 189 miles an hour in the turn number 1, and he'll following Austin Reed. And Austin Reed's going to go to the lead in car number 5. And you're riding with Keith Batson as it's happening. And again, that 868 car, he's in the middle of that 3 wide like we saw the last time before the caution flag happened. This time nothing happens for Cohen, not now at least. And Kyle Matthews goes low side. He'll take the top 5 position away from into turn number 1. 3 wide between the 42, 28, and 5 cars now. This is for the lead now. And Matthews from way back in the pack brings that number 42 Mellow Yellow Pontiac up to the top spot. Him, Batson, and Reed, and also throw Alexander Rowan at mix as well, 2 in the 55, and the 8 of Joshua Osborne. Trying to take a position away from Seth Cohen in the 55 machine. We said how good racing is in Atlanta. Well, you're watching it right now. And Charles Sanford. Oh, Matthews had to back up, and Austin Reed's gonna go way back on the outside, and he'll take the lead. And look at that 5 car just pull ahead. Yeah, Charles Sanford, a 71 car, a lap down, and then he held up everybody. But with the draft, they should be able to close back up here at Atlanta. But, boy, that was an anxious moment for some of the cars on the outside. And, boy, for Austin Reed just took full advantage. You know, at least lead another lap, though. But everybody else is now closing up with a full head of steam. Alexander Road now second position with Osborne third and Aubrey Scott in the 15 car up the 4th. And where did Colin Cropley come from in that 25 car up to... Where is he now? 6th, I think? Well, he was 6th across the line. He's now 5th. So he gets by Matthews, and now John Andrews. Talk about your surprises at 83 car. Is up to 7th place. John Andrews looking strong in that bluish purple number 83 car. And battle for the lead once again between Austin Reed and Joshua Osborne. And Osborne will take the top spot. And he moves that 5 up the track, and now Aubrey Scott with the help of his team owner Colin Cropley. 2 Fords toe to toe with each other for the top spot in turn number 3, and one of those cars sponsored by the race sponsor Motorcraft. Boy, just tremendous stuff at 190 miles per hour here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. And we're now working the 19th lap of this race, so 18 down and 32 to go in this event here. And now Paul Minnick enters the fray at number 6 machine. There he is in the Valvoline Ford. Keith Batson now is now jumped out of the lap car mess, as well as Laura Chung, and so has Ben Cohen, Seth Cole, Christian Bracken in the 842 in the 12 car, I should say, in the 43 of Mike Becker. Promptly leads his lap. And I tell you, they keep trading positions like that. They're gonna let everybody else in this mix now. And now Matthews wants to lead back in that number 42 machine. He's got it. So move the Mellow Yellow Pontiac back over the top spot, and now John Andrews goes to the inside, trying to take the lead himself in that Purex machine. Boy, 3 wide racing here for second position. Andrews has got it right now, and he moves Matthews up the track now. And now Paul Minnick's going to push the 83 car to the top spot now, and as they go through turns 3 and 4 now. Ford, Chevy, Pontiac, all represented in that battle in a battle among 8 cars. In 9th position is Laura Chung. She is 1.46 seconds back of 8th place. And again, 3 wide is now Paul Minnick. Moves inside now, and he tries to bring Austin Reed with him, and now he had to back up a little bit. John Andrews pulls back ahead with Matthews up alongside. Ooh, who led that lap between the 42 and 83 cars? It was Matthews by just a wink. And now the 48 car of Wes McCoy now enters the fray here as well too, as they come up to the back of that number 48 machine. That should let the second pack close up. And Paul Minnick Moves car number 6 to the lead right now. And here comes Austin Reed to the inside lane now. He led that lap, but Austin Reed's going to take it into turn number 1 here with now Aubrey Scott behind him and Joshua Osborne. And now they've moved to the back of Charles Samper once again in a 71 machine. And Austin Reed moved the 6 car up the track again here, and Minnick's going to move well ahead of the bunch right there, and he's going to take the lead. He's going to lead that lap. So, case of the lap cars here at Atlanta Motor Speedway is going to pretty much shake up this whole race, is what it's looking like. Osborne gets through. Alexander Rowe gets through. So it's Becker. And big crash! A bad crash in Atlanta here. Charles Samper was up and over. Raphael LeDuc was involved. Ben Cohen, Nathan Ormond, Quentin Moore was involved. Austin Reed was involved. There goes Cody McGurk in the 9 car. He's gonna get through. He's damaged up in the back, but that was from an earlier altercation. But Charles Samper with a bad crash come off turn number 2. And I think the 6 car one race back to the start-finish line. That was Paul Minnick there. He's the 15 of Aubrey Scott is up ahead right now. And now Minnick is going to go to the inside, or go outside, I should say, and he'll take the lead. Now watch what happens again. Come off turn number 2. Samper holds up the entire line. John Andrews. Here comes Caleb Fogler. He just drove Andrews and Samper up the track and caused the whole deal. And Samper's car was way up in the air. I mean, I had to scare Charles to death. Well, nothing scares Charles Samper to death, but I'd say that deal did. But unbelievable. The 71 car was up and over. And that didn't do his car in. That's probably certainly will now. But... And Charles is now, I say, is out of the race, obviously, too. Yep. Ryan Brommer's out. We mentioned Ryan Brommer's out. Raphael LeDuc's out. Wes McCoy's out. Samper's out. Also, Caleb Fogler's out. John Andrews is out. That was a tough break for John Andrews. He was having a really good run here today. So is Austin Reed in the 5 car. He's out. Ben Cohen's out. Nathan Ormond's out. So the attrition list is absolutely tremendous here in Atlanta. And Tori Gossett's still sitting on pit road. I don't know what's going on in that 26 car, but still sitting on pit road. 21 laps down. She can just get back out there and complete some laps. She might move ahead of all these guys and get herself a top 21. But 20 cars, for all intents and purposes, are still in the race there, and all of them on the lead lap, though. Boy, just goes to show how we say this over and over, how things can change in any given race. So, and I think they just did right now. Lap 27 in Atlanta. We're working to complete the 27th lap here. It's Paul Minnick, your leader. We'll be back for the restart right after this. Pace car coming on the pit road for the restart here in Atlanta for the second caution flag of the day. Paul Minnick is your leader. Then it's Aubrey Scott, Joshua Osborne in 3rd position. 4th is Alexander Rowe, and Mike Becker's in 5th. Green flag back out, back underway. Quentin Moore again is the car. Quentin Moore now is now a lap down. He's in 20th position, so Quentin looks like he still can salvage a top 20 considering what all has gone on. And here comes Aubrey Scott, low side of the racetrack, going for the top spot here. Joshua Osborne trying to help Paul Minnick here, but the outside lane not really good with it. But the one thing about the outside lane in Atlanta, though, however, is that you come off turn number 4, off turn 2 or turn 4, it can give you more straightaway speed because it's a higher enough bank track where it can give you more momentum on the high side if you can get a good run off the corner. In case in point, watch Aubrey Scott in the 15 car. He's on alongside now the 55 machine of Alexander Rowe, you can still stay right along with him. We saw Kyle Matthews get a run on the outside earlier to take the lap led away from somebody else. So that's case in point right here. What can happen here at Atlanta? Now Mike Becker goes inside, going to go make a 3-wide for the top spot. He's got it in the STP colors. And give a call to that 12 car, Christian Bracken. Another one of Cropley Sharps. He's up to 5th position in that number 12 Ray Bessis machine. We'll make that 4th position now. The number 12 Ray Bessis Chevrolet. That car was a Buick last season. And we're told they even got a Ford built for Talladega and Daytona. When we go to Talladega for the Winston 500 and to Daytona for the Pepsi 400 later on this season. Same thing with the 94 car of Dylan Poteet, and the 55 team is even trying to build a Ford as well too. So some Fords being built for both the Talladega races and the 400 at Daytona. Joshua Osborne now currently the fastest lap of the race so far at 195.149 miles an hour. So we talk about how much faster they run in the draft in Atlanta compared to alone in qualifying. Well, same deal as it is in the super speedways. Lyle Austin, car number 7, now having a good run. He's up in the top 5 now in that 7 machine, up to 5th position. We'll make that 3rd now, or maybe 2nd possibly. You can say hooked up that back of that 12 car. He's got Poteet behind him in that number 94 machine. And you remember Poteet had that tire problem while running in the top 5 under caution, the first caution flag. Well, guess what? Poteet is now still running he's still running. Well, they caught Quentin Moore now. So much for me talking about he's up in the top 5 now at this point. But now Poteet stays on the low side. He's gonna. But Poteet, we're going to talk about too for Poteet. He had a tire problem under the first caution flag while he was running 4th to change 2 tires, and he is now back on the lead 11. And now he's not on contention for the win just yet. The number 94 machine. But now he and the 7 and the 12 cars can all stay hooked up. They can try to catch up with these front 2 cars, the 15 and the 43 machine. Mike Becker in the 43 and the 15. Aubrey Scott. We are now closing in on 13 laps remaining here at Atlanta. Becker and Austin trying to drive away from the front 2 cars. 0.07 of a second the last time by. They're going to go side by side between those 2 cars. Less than 1.4 seconds separating the separating second and third. Becker pulls ahead of Aubrey Scott to come up the 4th turn now. 12 laps to go. And second pack is closing, led by Dylan Poteet. And I tell you, as we mentioned Poteet, what a comeback from having a tire failure in the caution right there, but he's now at the 3rd position now, leading the second pack of cars. Now Aubrey goes inside once again at number 15 car, but they've got Kyle Matthews up ahead of him in that 42 machine now. And while it was close to the line, who led the lap? It was Becker. And they closed up in the back of that 42 machine. Now what's going to happen here? And there's the Poteet, and the rest of them closing up now. And now Becker tries to help Poteet tries to help Becker. In that number 43 car. But now the 43 gets stuck behind the 42 now, and it's Aubrey Scott the lead, and here comes Cropley, Seth Cole, Eric Monaco's, Poteet. Well, too late trying to make the move inside now, guys. Poteet now squeezes in front of Laura Chung in the 75 machine now. And she's going to bring Alexander Rowe, Dylan Young, and Cole Deaver to mix out a number 3 GM Goodrich machine. In the meantime, Joshua Osborne and Keith Badson trying to close up as well too, and trying to go for the win themselves as well too. On on board. Keith Batz's machine looking at catching the draft right there. 189 miles an hour. It's caught behind Matthews now as they go through turns number 1 and 2. Batson slams the throttle back down on the floorboard in that Thunderbird. .180 miles an hour in the middle of turns number 3 and 4 now as they come out the fourth turn. 185 miles an hour. Tries to catch a sniff of the draft on that number 12 car of Christian Bracken. And no problems in turns number 3 and 4. You watch it from Batson's perspective. And it was Quentin Moore and Colin Cropley who have crashed. This changes everything now. Tell you what happened between the 25 and 21 cars. Cropley just goes up and just goes right into Quentin Moore's machine and just deliberately took him out. It's gonna be some finger pointing going on between Cropley and Moore on this one. Quentin's going to say Cropley came up on him, and Cropley's going to say Quentin came down on him. That's going to be some debate right there. Well, if there's any going to be some, well, definitely going to say there Cropley and Moore's going to embrace debate on that one too. In the garage area after this race is done, but. So third caution of the day coming out with 7 laps remaining in Atlanta, and it's Aubrey Scott, your leader. We'll be back in a moment. Well, the crash took Aubrey Scott and Quentin Moore and Colin Cropley both out of the race, and also Reggie Fogelman's now out as well too, the 17 machine. So 18th on down is pretty much out of the race now, and the attrition list is absolutely just horrific in Atlanta. Some crazy stuff here. Pace car comes off the pit road right now. We're going to have 3 laps to go. In the Motorcraft 500, can race sponsor's car win the event? We'll find out. Aubrey Scott, your leader. Then it's Poteet, Seth Cole, Laura Chung, and Dylan Young in the top 5. Then it's Eric Monaco, Alexander Rowe, Lyle Austin, Cole Deaver, and Mike Becker in the top 10. And here comes the Twinix teammates. Poteet and Seth Cole to the low side by side. Poteet, what a win this could be for him after the tire trouble under the first caution flag. What a win that would be for that number 94 Sunoco team. Poteet winner last season at Watkins Glen. But here comes Aubrey Scott up to the high side of turn number 2. He's going to make it 3 wide on the back stretch. Seth Cole on the inside. Poteet in the middle. Aubrey Scott on the outside. And Eric Monaco low side. He wants to go for 2 in a row. He wants to become the first repeat winner this season. On the fourth turn, the white flag waves. 1 lap remaining in Atlanta. That 4 car could be in the catbird seat here. Seth Cole has not won in a long time. Here comes Monaco to the low side in the Kodak machine. He's got Alexander Rowe behind him. Cole Deaver gets into it through the third and fourth turns now. Here they come up the fourth turn. They're side by side to the line. Seth Cole outside. Up here, Eric Monaco low side. Seth Cole wins in Atlanta. What a finish to the Motorcraft 500. Seth Cole from the outside lane beats Eric Monaco by a half a car length to take the win. What a race! We said Atlanta almost never disappoints the last few times we've been here. Well, certainly didn't this time by. And the number 52, Hurley's, I think. No, number 52, Hurley Lemo, Isaac's Trek Shack Chevrolet, or Ford, I should say, goes to victory lane here in Atlanta. When the head of the NNSCRA had to scrape, had to scrap like a badger for that one to take the victory here today. 55 thousandths to start this the margin from first to second. Here, and 82 thousandths from first to third. Oh boy, just tremendous racing here today when they weren't wrecking it, at least here in Atlanta. But Seth Cole, one of the nice guys one of the real nice guys you'll ever meet. He ends up, he had to, like I said, he had to scrap like a badger to take the victory here today. Eric Monaco, so close to winning his second in the row. He ends up finishing second here today. Aubrey Scott, third. Dylan Poteet, fourth. Alexander Rowe, a solid day for that 55 team, ends up finishing fifth. Laura Chung, sixth place for her. Seventh will go to Cole Deaver. Eighth to Dylan Young. Ninth to Mike Becker. And how about Christian Bracken in that 12 car? Ends up finishing in 10th position here today and held off two of the best in Keith Batson and Joshua Osborne for that position as well, too. Batson finishes 11th. Osborne comes home 12th. Lyle Austin 13th. Paul Minnick 14th. And Tino McCoy, the number 49 team, ends up 15th in the final running order on the lead lap there. So attrition, some can say he only did it by attrition, though, but he was able to avoid all. He was able to avoid it, and that's what matters. A sign of making it through the field very nicely, I should say. Cody McGurk ends up finishing 16th a lap down. Kyle Matthews, despite being damaged all to heck, ends up finishing 17th a lap down as well, too. But the attrition list just absolutely phenomenal. Reggie Fogelman, 18th out of the race. Colin Cropley, 19th. Quentin Moore, 20th. Those three out of the race. There, Fogelman had a brake problem. Cropley and Quentin Moore, who's probably going to fight in the garage area, ends up 19th and 20th. Cropley 19th and Moore 20th. Nathan Orman, Ben Cohen, Austin Reed, John Andrews, and Caleb Foger, 21st through 25th, 26th through 30th. Is Ryan Brommer, Rafael Duke, Wes McCoy, Charles Sanford, and Zachary Fitzwater matching his car number. Tori Gossett, 46 laps down, finishing 31st, and she was on pit road since lap 4. So she pretty much is credited with the DNF. Noah Sewell, 32nd, 33rd, Jessica Shelton and Ali Liara, Trent Dunham, Mitchell Hodak, and Andrew Miller. An astonishing 19 cars out of the race. Or excuse me, astonishing 20 cars. It was 20 cars out of the race at one. Yeah, 20 cars out of the race at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Just unbelievable. Let's hope the Napa 500 doesn't end up the same way next time we come back here. But congratulations once again to Seth Cole, a big victory here today, averaging 126.286 miles per hour. And if you like what you see here, be sure to subscribe to the NNSCRA Sports and Gaming channel. We got everything on the channel. We got inner races, we got gaming videos, we got inner online videos, whatever the president of the NNSCRA and race winner today, Seth Cole, desires to have for his channel. Be sure to check out Seth's Store Cell Cup Series, the main series on his channel. And if you want in on future seasons of Seth's series, be sure to get. If you want in on future seasons of Seth's series, be sure to get with Seth, and he'll get you going. And also, if you want in on, and also be sure to check out our other channel that's NNSCRA offline. That channel will be at X867539. X867539-858X is Dylan Young's channel, the man who does the NNSCRA Spectrum Mobile Cup Series. And also check out the channel he and Kyle Mendes collaborated together on doing, that channel being We the Coasters. If you are a roller coaster slash amusement park slash theme park fan, then We the Coasters is a channel for you. Subscribe to that channel for some cool stuff. Also subscribe to that channel for some cool stuff, and also subscribe to X867539-858X for Dylan Young's channel for some cool stuff, and also subscribe to this channel you're watching here, the NNSCRA Sports and Gaming channel, for some cool stuff as well, too. So that will do it here today at Atlanta. For now, this is James Colson. It's been a production of the NNSCRA, celebrating 11 years of off-road racing at its best. We'll see you at Darlington for the Love's Travel Stop 500.